Simple grammar, the compound complex sentence. See my YouTube channel for more on grammar and American literature. The compound complex sentence contains two or more independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. Here is an example. Sherry filled a box while we waited, and we drove to the station. Here is our first clause. Sherry filled would be the subject-verb relationship. This is an independent clause. It could stand alone as a sentence. We have then a subordinating conjunction, the word while, which connects to this following clause, we waited. But this becomes a dependent clause because it is subordinated with this word while. We then have a coordinating conjunction, the word and, which connects us to this following clause, which is an independent clause, we drove to the station. So that gives us three clauses. Two of them are independent, one is dependent. In the following example here, we have essentially the same sentence. We've just rearranged the ordering of the clauses. So our dependent clause, while we waited, comes first in this case. Subject we, verb waited, the subordinating conjunction while. Sherry filled a box, the independent clause, comes second. Coordinating conjunction and our final clause, which is also independent, we drove to the station, we being the subject, drove being the verb. The order of the clauses does not make a difference as long as the meaning is preserved. So it can be viewed as something like a formula, similar to this: an independent clause plus a coordinating conjunction plus an independent clause plus a dependent clause with a subordinating conjunction. But of course this can appear in any sort of order. This gives us a compound complex sentence. Here is another example. After the game ended, we walked to the store and Tom bought a book. This example begins with a dependent clause, the subordinating conjunction after, subject game, verb ended. We then have an independent clause, we walked to the store, subject we, verb walked. We have a coordinating conjunction and then the second independent clause, Tom bought a book, subject Tom, bought is the verb. In this last example, it is essentially the same sentence. We have just reordered the clauses.